Silver Star in the BTRDA would once again attract a good, varied entry. And leading the cruise after the first couple of stages here on the Woodpecker Rally would be Max Utting and Mike Ainsworth. A great start for the pair, opening up a small 5-second advantage and even making it into the Gold Star top 10. Just behind them and looking to close that gap were George Lepley and Tom Woodburn, also giving some of the Gold Star competitors a run for their money. They were fighting for the championship victory this weekend, so they will be trying to mix speed with a consistent finish. There was no room for mistakes here at the Woodpecker. For Andy Davison and Tom Murphy, it would be third. The time's close. They end the morning just 7 seconds back from Lepley overall, second in the B11 class behind our Silver Star leaders. And mixing up the Silver Star results just outside the podium places were Dave and Toby Brick, the 1400 pair, going so well that they were mixing with the top of the Silver Star results here on their local event.
Sorry, I was late there, mate, sorry. That's it. Now one right over crest, tightens, 40, and then hairpin left. Hairpin left. Hairpin left, then you've got a 2 left and a 3 right plus. 2 left plus, 3 right plus, into a 5 left plus. 3 right, 5 left plus. Now 40, 6 left half long plus. 60, and then keep right, and a caution 5 right over crest. 40, now a small crest, 5 right long, and tightens into a 4 right.
5 right.
5 right tightens into a 4 right. 150 up middle, he's tightening, he keeps coming. Keeps coming, 150 up middle. Now 6 right long.
For Nick Dobson and Steve Pugh, it would be fifth, the pair taking third in the B11 class at this stage in the escort. Ernie Graham and Robin Kellard, meanwhile, start the day with the historic lead. A good start it was as well, a few places clear of the next historic competitors on the road as they end the morning with 6th. For Bob Vardy and Keaton Williams, it will be second in B10. They were a few places back from Lepley up in the class lead, charging up there ahead, but the times were still close overall. In fact, the pair on an identical time to Graham up ahead. It was Colin Griffiths and Tom Bishop starting the day with the lead in the B12 class, the BMW pair jumping well clear of the chasing class rivals as they settle into 8th place on the overall leaderboard. And leading the way in the N3 class at this stage was Zach Hughes and Tom Wood. A good start from the pair, seeing them with over half a minute's lead in that class going into the second half of the event. Rounding out the top 10 now were Barry Jordan and Paul Wakely, the pair second in the historic cruise and leading our H2 class at this stage. Just behind them in our historic cruise were Jonathan Brace and Tim Samuel, 4 seconds behind to be exact, so it would be a close battle into the afternoon, or so the spectators were hoping. For Tony Simpson and Ian Bevan, it will be 3rd place in the B10 class. A good start from the pair, but they'd have a bit of time to make up to the class rivals up ahead. The question was, would they have the pace? Ewan Tyndall and Paul Hudson end the morning with 2nd in the N3 class here in Shropshire. They would be just over half a minute back from the class lead, but with a smaller advantage in that 2nd place themselves. It was certainly not comfortable. The gap between them and 3rd placed James Giddings and Sean Cunniff would be just 3 seconds. So there will be no backing off through the afternoon stages in that N3 class battle. With Colin Griffiths out there in the lead of the B12 class in a class of his own, it will be up to Alan McDowell and Gavin Hesseltine to take 2nd place in the class for now. They've been up as high as 9th overall, but a broken shaft would cause them a setback and ultimately retirement in service. Prior to that retirement, McDowell a few places overall ahead of this man, Damien Prats, Johnny Evans alongside. 3rd in the class for them, these class results of course due to shake up after service with the loss of McDowell and Heseltine. Frustratingly, we'd also lose Rob Dennis and Andrew Boswell from the fight in this morning's stages. They hit a bank with enough force to damage the car, causing them to retire. A real shame for the pair, who'd been lying in 5th place before this incident. We'd also lose Roger Nevitt and Mike Smith. They hit the same bank as Dennis, unfortunately breaking the front suspension, going no further, that bank certainly claiming its fair share of victims here at the Woodpecker Rally. So we're midway through the day then here in the Silver Star. The results were looking close as well. 4 more stages to go here in Shropshire this afternoon. It really could be anyone's rally. On to the second half of the day then, and we would see that move to second place in the class for Damien Prats and Johnny Evans, the pair ending the rally with 25th overall. It was a move the right way on the results as well in the N3 class for Matthew and Tim Tordoff, the pair ending the rally with 3rd in the class, 24th on the overall leaderboard. Sadly for Ewan Tyndall and Paul Hudson, they will be overtaken on the class results, but with the loss of class leader Zach Hughes in the afternoon, it would mean second place was still theirs at the end of the event. But leapfrogging them on the results to take that class victory would be this man, James Giddings. Sean Cunniff alongside co-driving. A great afternoon for the pair and a great result in the class here on the Woodpecker stages. They couldn't quite find the pace needed. No change in the class for Tony Simpson and Ian Bevan. The pair ending the rally with 3rd in B10, 13th overall. The pace felt good, but there was possibly a little commitment missing from some of the fastest sections of the stages. On to the top 10 then, and we would see a few changes. Jonathan Brace and Tim Samuel stepping up to round out the top 10, keeping hold of that 3rd in the historic category though. Managing to stay ahead of them in the results were Barry Jordan and Paul Wakely. A good result for the Avenger pair, who end the day with 9th overall and the H2 class win. A good, solid drive would see Colin Griffiths and Tom Bishop take the B12 class victory this weekend. The BMW pair managing to end the rally with 8th place overall too in the Silver Star. Our 1400 crew of Dave and Toby Brick continue to mix with the leading Silver Star crews to end at a 7th place. Certainly a cat amongst pigeons. Them trying as hard as they always do on the stages to entertain as well. Ernie Graham and Robin Kellard, meanwhile, take the H3 class win this weekend. Another strong result in that class for the pair, and a good overall result as well of 6th. There was no challenging for the class lead though for Bob Vardy and Keaton Williams this weekend, but they do manage to keep the times close, ending the event with 2nd in B10, 5th overall. Nick Dobson and Steve Pugh round out a trio of B11 finishers in the top of our Silver Star results at the end of the rally. 3rd place in class for them, just missing out on a podium position overall by 7 seconds. There's big frustration though for this morning's event leaders, Max Utting and Mike Ainsworth. It will be a 3rd place finish to end the day. They drop out of that lead but manage to stay ever so close, just 22 seconds separating the entire podium by the finish. Taking that 2nd place would be Andy Davison and Tom Murphy. One of their best results to date in the Sunbeam. A good performance out on the stages, seeing them challenging for the overall victory this weekend. But that does mean it was consistency and pace for George Lepley and Tom Woodburn who take the win. They didn't have it easy by any means, but they did what they needed for the championship, securing themselves the Silver Star victory here on the penultimate round and leaving Andy Davison to fight for that 2nd place in the championship at the final round in Yorkshire. So confirmation then of the Silver Star results from the Woodpecker stages. A good, close battle all weekend as we've come to expect. But a victory here backs up a good season for Lepley and gives him that title.
Yeah, I mean, we came here today to try and wrap up the Silver Star, and we managed to come out with a win. That's what we had to do. And yeah, it was just a mega day. Really loved the stages. Had to really push hard, and we had a bit of a battle with Max Utting throughout the day. And yeah, just a great day.